Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I am going to be doing a first impressions and demo on the new Huda Beauty mini palettes. They're called the Obsession palettes. There's 4 of them, but I picked up 2. There was another like super like colorful one, and then there was one for like smoky eyes, like, you know, silvers, grays. And I just wanted to try these out. I have not tried any of the Huda Beauty products before. So this is like my first impression of the brand in general. So if you're interested in seeing how these work out for me, then just keep watching. Alright guys, so let's just hop into the tutorial. Right now I have my foundation, concealer, and powder on. Figured it was easier just so we could focus on the palettes. One of the really important things I do when I'm doing something smoky, or if I just want to make sure that my foundation doesn't get messed up, I'll take a little bit of translucent powder. This is the RCMA No Color Powder. And I'll take a little bit of this on my beauty blender. I just have a little bit in the cap, and I'll take my beauty blender. And what I do is I go under my eyes, pat it. Want to make sure you have like a lot of powder, because what will happen is we put all this under our eyes, and then when we're done with our eyeshadow look, we just take our big fluffy brush and brush it away. Alrighty, so I am going to start with just a fluffy blending brush, and I am going to dip in to the second from the top row, this kind of orangey color. I'm just going to use that as a transition shade. As I'm tapping my brush, it doesn't seem to be like a ton of kickback with the eyeshadow. It doesn't seem to be like powder everywhere, so that's a good sign. So I'm just going to start off with using this in my crease. And right off the bat, I can tell you that this is so pigmented. I've never used any of Huda Beauty's eyeshadows yet. I've heard awesome things, but I just haven't tried them yet. And wow, I barely dipped my brush in that color, and it is so pigmented and blends out like super easily. So that's a really good sign. And now I'm going to be dipping in the Warm palette again. In the very last row, that middle color, that brown, I'm going to use that because it's a little bit, has more of a neutral undertone. And this shade is like just like the first one. As I dipped my brush in, there's really not a ton of kickback, but I am tapping off the excess and going in on top of that. Yeah, these shades seem to be blending like really, really well. Very impressed with these eyeshadows so far. Now I am going into the Mauve palette, and I am going to be dipping in with that same fluffy brush. I'm just using this because it makes it easier, and I'm going to dip in with this kind of mauve shade right here. And same thing with that shade, not a ton of kickback, and I'm going to apply that over those colors in the crease. I'm just slowly building up these colors. And I'm not taking much of my brush at all, but they're very pigmented. And this shade blended with even like those orangey tones really looks pretty. Like, I think it looks very seamless. It doesn't look like too patchy or anything like that. Now I'm finally going to dip into a little bit of a smaller brush. This is a MAC 217. I'm going to dip into the Mauve palette again, and I think I'm going to go in with a little bit of this like really deep red, just teeny little bit of this. Literally going to just tap my brush in there, tap off any excess, and I'm just going to go in that outer corner here. Yeah, even the darker shades, sometimes when you have really dark shades in a palette, they're like patchy or they're kind of hard to blend out. These seem really, really nice. And I'm just taking a little bit of this, and I'm really not having any problem at all. And with that same brush, I am going to tap in a little bit to this like deep kind of purple color. This is so pretty. Oh my gosh, this is really pigmented. I'm just going to take a little bit of that just to like kind of deepen it up a little bit more in that outer corner. All right, and then I'm going to take my blending brush again, and I am going to just blend this all together. I'm really excited to try these shimmery shades in the palette. I think they're gonna be really pretty. And honestly, like, I was thinking this translucent powder was gonna make a huge difference, but honestly, I don't see any fallout under my eyes, and that is really impressive. Even my most favorite eyeshadows that just blend out really well, they have a little bit of fallout, but I don't see anything. So it was nice to do as a precautionary measure, but I think I'm going to go in with this one right here. I think first I'm gonna go in with my fingertip, because sometimes applying it with your fingertip when you have these really shimmery shadows is just easier, but I'm just gonna see. And then I think I might go in with a flat brush and maybe some MAC Fix Plus. So as I'm picking it up, it's definitely like very pigmented. And I am just gonna go on my lid. Oh my gosh, this is such a pretty color. Yeah, that is so pretty. I am gonna go in and see how it looks with like a flat brush like this, a flat synthetic brush with a little bit of MAC Fix Plus, just to wet my brush and see if that intensifies the color at all. I mean, it's already an absolutely beautiful shade, but I just kind of want to experiment and see, you know, what works best. But that shadow is so pretty. Let's see how this works. Yeah, I do like it with the MAC Fix Plus a lot, but I think you do get a lot of color payoff with just your fingertips. And then I am gonna go in again with my MAC 217 and kind of blend everything together. I think with these, the shimmer eyeshadows in the palettes, I think what'll work best is, I did like it with the MAC Fix Plus on the brush, but I think I liked it a little bit better with my fingertip. I think I was able to pick up a little bit more product and just kind of place it right on my eye where I wanted it. But I'm really excited to play around with both of them a little bit more. And as I play around with them more and get more of a, you know, opinion, I will definitely update the description box and put what I thought. But right now, my first impressions of these eyeshadows are just absolutely stunning. I think for the money, if you want to try Huda Beauty eyeshadows, instead of purchasing one of the bigger palettes that are like 60 bucks, these are a really great way to kind of try it out. And you're getting 9 different shadows. I mean, I think it's a really good deal. You know what, I'm actually gonna go in on top of this really pretty pink shade. There's this kind of, I don't know, I wanna call it kind of like a shimmery kind of rose shade right here. If my camera will focus. Camera focus. I'm gonna take a little bit of that on my finger. I'm really curious about this shade too and see how it looks. I'm just gonna take a little bit on my fingertip and go kind of on top. I kind of want to see like what the mix of these two colors is. That's a really pretty shade too. I think my favorite way to use both of these would be to kind of mix them together, because I kind of like the lightness, like the lightness of that other shade, but I kind of like the shimmer in this one. So I think I'm going to go back in with kind of both mixed together on my fingertip and kind of, yeah, that's really pretty. I really like that. All right, and I'm going to go back into the warm palette, and I'm going to take this really dark brown that kind of has a little bit of purple hint to it, and I'm going to take that on a teeny little angled brush like this, and I am just going to place this color. I'm just going to take the smallest amount, tap off any excess, and I am going to put this right in, almost applied as eyeliner, but only about halfway in, just to kind of create a little bit more smokiness. All right, now to do the magic trick. I've got my big powder brush, and now I am just going to wipe away all that excess translucent powder. So I'm gonna take a couple of these shades on the lower lash line. I'm gonna go in again with that little angled brush, and I am gonna go in with this mauve shade right here that we used in the crease. I'm gonna take a little bit of that, and I'm gonna go on my lower lash line. Now I am just going to apply the rest of my face makeup, and I will be right back. All right, I'm back. So my final thoughts on these minis. I absolutely love these. I have not tried any of the products before from Huda Beauty, and I think they're so worth the money, especially if you haven't tried them yet and you just kind of want to see what you think of them. I think the eyeshadows are awesome quality. Some of my absolute favorites. I think I will be reaching for these on a daily basis, and I think, you know, for 27 bucks, like, why not? And I think they're great as like gifts for like friends and stuff. And yeah, so I would totally recommend these. So thank you so much for watching this video and supporting me. Don't forget to subscribe down below and like this if you like this tutorial and review. And if you have any suggestions or anything that you really want to see, just comment down below. I'd love to hear your suggestions, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.